Hey everybody, welcome to the Book Bar. It's Tuesday night. That means it's live Star Wars trivia night. I'm Justin. With me as always is my brother Tyler. Tyler, what's going on tonight?
What's going on is we got Book Bar trivia, Justin, and I could not be more thrilled. It's The Empire Strikes Back tonight. I mean, definitely top 3 originals. I mean, you'd rank it in the top 3 original Star Wars, right?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the top 3 original Star Wars movies. And now, Tyler, here, fun fact, piggybacking on last week, despite being named Episode 5, this was the second Star Wars movie released in theaters.
Get out of town.
Did you know that? Now, here's the deal. Before we get into this, I'm going to vent about this really quickly.
Okay.
So, as many of our viewers probably know, we sometimes like to take funny little clips from our shows and then release them throughout the week on social media. And so I clipped one of me making the joke about Episode 4 being the first movie despite being labeled Episode 4. Right, Tyler? You recall that?
Yes, I do recall that. Yes.
You do recall that. And so we got several comments on TikTok and on Instagram of literally people going, yeah, dumbass, we know. We know it was the first movie. And then one guy was like, yeah, it's the original trilogy, 5 question marks. I'm like, could it have been more obvious that we were being sarcastic and we were joking? Seriously. Wow. Could it have been more obvious?
But you know what you should have done, though, is in replying to all those comments, you should have written stuff like, oh, you already knew that? Like, you should play in our Star Wars trivia because you must really know Star Wars. Right? That's how you should have responded.
That's absolutely what I should have done. And now I'm very disappointed in myself for not being that witty, but that's okay. I'll clip this segment and then I'll tag all those people so they can make sure that they see this video.
Love it.
So Tyler, as always, we start off with what's on tap tonight. We've already said it's The Empire Strikes Back. I have prepared the questions for this evening, and I got a few tricks up my sleeve for you. You are answering.
Trick-ups. You're already throwing tricks out there.
Trick-ups me sleeves.
Okay, well.
But because we're the BookBarBros and we love beer, we don't just talk Star Wars trivia. We also talk about beer. Tyler, what's on tap for you tonight?
Today, Justin, I got a New Belgium Voodoo Ranger Experimental IPA, and it is delectable. I'm going to be down in these babies tonight. I also got a cherry wheat or two I'm going to be throwing in the mix, maybe mixing them all together into a big cauldron, drinking that. I don't know. You know, we'll see where the night takes us, but it's going to be a good one, my friends.
All right, great. So I have a couple. Now, I'm going to share what I'm drinking now. Which is a Saugatuck Brewing here in Michigan. I'm not sure if I have drank this one on the channel before. It's a blueberry lemonade shandy. Now, I really enjoy this one. Great summer beer. I've got a couple of these, but I don't know if I have shared this with you yet or with anybody else. But I found this beer at a local beer and wine place, cool little place right by my house. And
it's called Budweiser.
It's called.
Oh my! It's
apparently
delicious.
It's the king of beers. It's royalty. This is called Zalapa. It's from One Well Brewing here in Kalamazoo, Michigan, just south of where we are. And it is a jalapeno flavored blonde ale.
Wow, look at that.
It's a jalapeno beer. And it tastes like strong jalapeno, but it's not necessarily spicy. And it is one of the best, most unique flavored beers I've had in a long time.
Nice.
Every time I go there now, I grab one of these because it's just so awesome. So.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good. Yeah, that reminds me of, we had that one beer that Templar Pops, is Templar Pops in the house? There he is.
I'm sure he is. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Jump on the chat.
Yep. He sent us that one beer. What was that called? But it was kind of a similar thing, but I think it had ghost
Oh yeah, Ghost
or like
Pepper,
Reaper Pepper.
Yeah,
Ghost Reaper Pepper in it, and like that was the same thing. It's like you kind of feel the burn a little bit in your throat, but it's not like it's so hot you're sweating or anything. You just kind of like taste the hotness a little bit as almost an aftertaste. Really interesting flavored beer. Yeah, you taste it though. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Jedi John Templar, Bobby, what's going on? Everybody that's jumping on.
What's going on? Yeah, we got Jedi John in the house. We got Bobby in the house. Our man Templar sitting on the council. All right, good to see you guys.
He is, and so that's what's on tap. Moving right along to our next segment, which is, of course, Frederick's Fact Check. If you don't know, we have a fact checker because we always like to have someone go over our previous streams for inaccuracies. They do not look for comments that tend to be sarcastic that people will take the wrong way because they're idiots. This is simply factual information. Frederick goes over the stream. He sends his report to Tyler. Tyler, what did Frederick have to say about last week's stream?
All right, let's see. I've got it hot off the presses here. Let's see what Frederick has to say. First off,
hot off the presses.
Frederick says, Tyler doesn't have any chicken McNuggets in the shape of Among Us characters on his mantle. Yeah, I was making that up. I wanted to sound cool. I wanted to sound cool like these other kids who are buying these chicken nuggets. I'm embarrassed. I'm sorry, it was it was just a heat of the moment thing because you want to feel like you're fitting in. Like, yeah, I bought some of those nuggets too. But no, I didn't. And I'm sorry about that. But Frederick does say, however, it is true that such a McNugget recently sold on eBay for an eye-popping $99,997, proving once again that this is the dumbest timeline because that is absurd. And in fact, Frederick sent
a community reference there. Yep.
Yeah, he sent a picture. That is the chicken nugget in question, Justin. And that is the Among Us character. And someone paid nearly $100,000 for that. Now, I'm convinced that this is a stunt, right? That it was a stunt either by McDonald's or by Among Us or by some, they're in cahoots with each other. Who knows what's going on between those two? It would make
perfect sense that it's a stunt by McDonald's. And if so, it's genius. I mean, it's genius.
Brilliant. I mean, here we are with a picture of their nuggets up on our screen, which is exactly what they wanted. I knew that they're like, we're going to get the BookBarBros to promote us without even realizing it. And look,
and now their business is going to double.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine? It's just going to be flying off the chain. So there's that. All right, next up here, Frederick says Tyler was not knighted by Queen Elizabeth II in 1959. Okay, well, he's really calling me out a lot here.
Yeah.
Now, it's true, Justin, I was not knighted. However, I'd still prefer that you continue calling me sir. I know I told you I was knighted decades ago, and so you've been calling me Sir Bookbar Tyler for a long time, and I'd really appreciate it if we kept that going, despite the fact that I wasn't officially knighted.
I will take that request under advisement.
Okay, perfect. So that means yes. Next up here, this one's to you, Just. It says Alec Guinness, the actor that portrayed Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original trilogy, was not the founder of Guinness beer, as you said. No.
I thought for sure that he was.
No. Frederick looked into it. That honor goes to Arthur Guinness, who founded the St. James Gate Brewery in the year 1759. And as legend has it,
like 150 years ago.
Almost, right? Which is nearly 1,000 years ago.
Wow.
And get this. Apparently, legend has it that Guinness signed a 9,000-year lease on the Dublin property. Now, how would that work? Contractually, can you even sign a lease for that amount of time? Like, are there stipulations on the length that a lease could possibly be, right? Or no? Well, could you sign a 9,000-year lease?
Well, the question isn't whether or not you can sign it. Yes, of course you can sign it. The question is whether or not it would be enforceable.
Okay. All right.
And so my guess is at some point, the cost and the value of the property would not mirror or match what the amount that they'd be paying for the lease, and then you could probably get it thrown out. But maybe not. Who knows? Kind of cool.
Okay. Well, there it is. That's just an interesting little tidbit that Frederick dropped on y'all. And then finally, Frederick says here that last week, Tyler was repeatedly leaning off screen, and he said that it was because he was doing blow. He was actually wiping his nose because he had a cold. Although
he's not that cool.
No, although doing blow might have helped his energy. Okay, well, Frederick is really just dropping bombs on me here. And
going after you.
I don't really like his tone. Now, I was sick. I pushed through because I'm a man of the people, Justin.
Okay,
I couldn't let our millions of fans around the world down just because my nose was a faucet. And so I soldiered on. right? And Frederick has given me guff, but whatever. I'm going to keep on keeping on because that's what I do. That's what the BookBarBros is all about. And I'm going to give you an extra level of zing and pep today, like you've never seen before, just to shove it in Frederick's face. So there you have it. There's another Frederick fact check. Excellent. Well done. Thank you so much, Frederick. And, if Christina Aguilera can put on a show with a cold, Tyler, you can put on a show with a cold. And you did it. And congratulations to you. You stuck it out. Thank you. Let's go. Bobby here says, what's the difference between a shandy and a hard lemonade? Well, they're two completely different drinks. A shandy is a beer. I mean, it is a beer. It's not like a sweet, soury malt liquor type drink. If I drink a Mike's Hard Lemonade, which I haven't drank in a long time, I would get a stomach ache. I get that gut rot. This is just like a lemony flavored-ish beer. Right, because typically a hard lemonade is like a lemonade with some liquor in it, right? To spike it a little bit. Whereas a shandy is like a beer flavored with something like a lemon or something like that. Yeah. Yes. Okay, Bobby, there you go. See, we're dropping knowledge bombs, teaching people about beer. This is what it's all about. Star Wars, teach people about beer. This is it. So, all right. Bringing people together over Star Wars and beer. So moving right along here, Tyler, we have a new sponsor. Right? We do indeed. Right? We do. And we can throw it up. Yeah, it's Bantha Jerky, baby. Their motto is it tastes like, but it's food. And I got to tell you, I am so thrilled that they are our sponsor. They're not currently giving us any money, but we hope to. So far, they said we have to wait to cash their check. That apparently, if we cashed it now, the charity they like to work with would take a hit. So we're going to hold off on cashing that soon, but we have to imagine it's good. But we're really excited. So brand new sponsor, Bantha Jerky. Make sure to check it out in a local food market near you. Yeah, I think Whole Foods carries Bantha Jerky is what I was told. So be sure to check your local Whole Foods for some delicious Bantha Jerky meat snacks. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, great. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Okay. Here's just a quick update. We are doing 2 lives now, 2 lives a week. So Tuesday night will forever be our trivia game night. And we are also going live now on Wednesday nights. We wanted to spread them out more, but this is just what works with our schedule. So we're going to be talking about what's in the zeitgeist news, all kinds of random, just fun factoids that we can find out there on Wednesday night, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern, live every Wednesday. So if you like talking about what's happening now in the world of Star Wars, join us on Wednesday night for that. All right. Well said, as always, Justin. Well, my pitch really tapered off there, didn't it? Oh, no. It sounded great. Hold on. Now I have a little more zing and a little more pop. Oh, okay. So does that mean that it's time, Just? Are we ready to roll? Tyler, it's time. It is trivia time. Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. I am asking the questions. You are answering. But before we get into this, we have to tell the people how it works. And that's your job. All right. So, let's talk about how BookBar Trivia works. BookBar Trivia consists of 4 rounds. The first round is the Youngling level. This level consists of 5 questions worth 2 points apiece. These questions are where a Star Wars fan that watched the movie recently should have a very good shot at getting these questions correct. The second round is the Padawan level. There are 5 questions in this round worth 3 points apiece. These questions are much more difficult and require attention to detail, as any information that can be gleaned from the movie itself can be used as a question. This means even something said only once in a passing breath is fair game. So don't let the name Padawan fool you. That is a difficult level. Then we move on to the dreaded Jedi Knight level. There are 5 questions worth 6 points apiece in this round. These questions are not for the faint of heart, as anything considered canon for the movie is fair game. This means supplemental reading is required for success in this round. Then we move on to the 4th and final round, the Jedi Master level. 11 points are up for grabs in this round, which will consist of multi-part questions to see how deep your Star Wars knowledge goes. Only the most diehard of fans will have a chance in this round. And then, of course, if I get every question correct at every level, I will score a perfect 66. And then Justin will have to perform a humiliation of my choosing. And that is BookBar Trivia. So glad to have you all with us. And of course, as always, we encourage the chat to participate. They can give right answers, wrong answers, misleading answers, funny answers, absurd answers, and we can always go to the chat for help, but we have to sift through all the nonsense to do so. And with that, it is time.
we will begin. Tyler, are you ready? The youngling level. This is the easier questions. We have strengthened these up a little bit lately, so they're not slam dunks like they would be, but they are considered the easier round. Question number 1, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Question number 1. This bounty hunter, once feared dead by the Star Wars fanbase, trekked the Millennium Falcon to Bespin. Not to worry, Disney saw the value in bringing him back.
Of course they did. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Yeah. I've heard a lot of people are mad that they dubbed over his voice with, of course, the prequel.
Tamara Morrison. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think about that? What are your feelings on the tinkering that people like Lucas like to do?
I like it, to be completely honest. I mean, it's harmless, right? It's like, so they wrote this script 30 years later, and so this is what the guy technically should sound like. And so, like, in a remastered version, they changed the voice on a couple of lines. Who cares? Yeah.
I heard some fans that were like just freaking out about it listening to him because they loved the sound of Boba Fett's original voice. And, to their point, they'd say, you could just create a story about how his throat got slit or something to explain why it sounds a bit different. But, I don't know. That doesn't bother me at all. I think for consistency, right, for continuity's sake, yeah, why wouldn't Boba Fett have the voice that you would expect him to have, given that now we know he's a clone? Spoiler alert there.
Spoiler. Yeah, Bobby says, I like the change, but I actually collect versions. So I have all editions, so I can go back and see the old and watch the new. Do you have the original, Bobby? Like, the original first version? Like, you can't find that anymore. Like, you just can't.
Yeah, I'd be curious about that. Yeah, because that's one thing that I do like with a lot of the tinkering, updating the effects and stuff like that. I mean, to me, it just makes it look better. You look at things like the Wampas in this. Hopefully, that's not a trivia question. We'll see. But like the Wampas, like it looks better how they did it, and adding in the scene with the Wampa in the cave eating. I think that's a cool scene. It kind of adds. I don't know. There's a bit of, it's kind of ominous that it's over there. It makes it seem like more of this huge lumbering beast. I think that's a great effect, a great addition to the movie. So yeah, I like that kind of stuff. I think a lot of the additions are for the better.
Like in the New Hope too, he remastered, like Jabba and some of the creatures like in Mos Eisley, and it's like it's just fun little new things that they did in the remastered versions. So.
Right. All right. Oh, and we got Ray, of course. It wouldn't be a stream without Ray in the chat. And there he is. What's going on, buddy?
I need Ray to just pollute the stream for you.
Right. And of course, answer to Justin is who is Boba Fett? Of course.
Who is Boba Fett? Of course correct. That is absolutely correct. 2 points for you.
All right.
First question. Right along. Marking that right down, and we're moving right along. Question number 2 in the youngling level. Prior to using the device on Luke, Vader tested on Han Solo, freezing him in this substance.
Oh, okay. So you want the substance, not the device. Confused
substance.
For a second. Okay.
Oh, I didn't want to say the device because it sounds the same. So
okay, right.
That's why it reads a little weird. But freezing him in this substance.
Gotcha. Absolutely. Another scene too where people complain because technically, what would it be from the Clone Wars? You would know that like he already knows you can successfully freeze people in this. However, I think it's fairly well
that chamber would work though.
Exactly. I think it's fairly well explained. I think they even mention at some point that like, yeah, maybe the equipment's a little old or like it's not really, been used for that. And so like, yeah, it makes sense he's going to test it on a Han to make sure that his prized possession is going to be safe in it. I didn't really see that as any kind of a problem, but I saw people talking about it. Ray, of course, what is Mr. Freeze gun? That would have worked as well. That actually absolutely would have worked if they could have gotten a hold of a Mr. Freeze gun. And so that brings me to another important question, Just. What did you think of Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze? Would you say it's his best role or his second best role?
No, I think it was clearly his best role.
His best role.
Oh, yeah, no. It was a well-written part, and he was clearly the actor for that role. and he knocked it out of the park. He
absolutely. The subtlety with which he expressed his emotions and delivered his dialogue, just exquisite. You don't see that every day. When I think, when I think about great performances, I think Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood. Sure. I think, I think about Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze in Batman.
Yeah, I just think it's the same.
Yeah, exactly. Just iconic roles that just stick with you forever. So yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Ray. It just, Templar Pops, he looks so natural in the suit. He did.
Well, he did. And well done. And let me just say that if we were to clip this and release this later as a clip, people will be like, what do you mean he was as good as Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood? No, he wasn't. He was terrible in that movie.
Right. He was a terrible performance. The dialogue was atrocious. And they'd be like, be like, you should review movies. You should be a movie reviewer. Wow. You know a lot about this stuff.
You know so much about the movies. All right, Tyler, what's the substance?
The substance is carbonite. Of course, he freezes them in carbonite.
The substance is carbonite. Correct.
Okay.
Ding, ding. You are 2 for 2 in the Youngling level. Moving right along to question numero tres. That's 3 if you don't speak Spanish.
Thank you.
We all know Darth Vader cut off his son's hand. A real dick move.
Right.
Which hand did Luke lose? And does Maz Kanata have 2?
That's a great question. I think
was it like when he cut it, like, is it like gripping the lightsaber still, and then like she pried the hand off and threw it away?
It could be, right? Isn't it in the I haven't read these comics, but I think there might be some comics. Someone in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong.
They use his hand to clone.
They use his hand to make a clone. I think they make like a clone Luke.
Was it a clone Luke?
I think they make a clone Luke.
If anybody watches the comics, let us know in the chat about this, because this was fairly recent. This is fairly recent that this story came out about Luke's hand being used to make clones.
Yeah, and I think they recovered it from like the surface of Bespin or whatever. So I want to say
the Emperor using it to get Force abilities.
See, I think I've heard something like that. I think I've heard something like that too. But I know I've heard a story where they made a clone Luke, and his name was like Luke with 2 U's or something. I forget what it was. Yeah, someone will have to say if that's right or not. But yeah, so we all know Vader cut off. Of course, it was his right hand that he cuts off. Which, man, if ever you're gonna have a hand cut off, that's not the one you want.
No, it's not. And it is correct, though. You are correct. It is the right hand. When
you said no, it's not, I'm like, what do you mean? No, it's not. It has to be his right hand.
You said no. I meant no, it's not the one you want cut off. But right, you're correct. Okay. It is the right. See, it worked perfectly. You led me right into that perfectly. It is the right hand. I don't know if Maz Kanata has it or not. She probably does, that weirdo. It's probably in another chest somewhere in that same room.
Yep.
Under her now demolished castle.
She probably forgot about it, though, dealing with all those union disputes and whatnot. It's busy work. Well, she's going to lose track of that type of stuff.
I'm sure it's a good story for another time.
Right. So, absolutely.
Cheers to my jalapeno blonde.
Cheers, indeed. Oh, we did have Templar in there with the right hand. Jedi John with the one with the glove. That would have been very helpful.
Now, Jedi John is technically correct, but I would have to ask you to be more specific in that one. Templar does have the right hand. That is correct. And Ray, as always, we appreciate you playing.
Yeah, good trying there, buddy. All right. He's giving it his best. Yep.
Yes. Question number 4. This is a good youngling level question.
Okay.
Good one. Whoop. My chat just rolled down. I don't know if you did that or I did that.
Nope.
There we go.
I don't think we can control each other.
Of Han, Chewie, Leia, C-3PO, and R2-D2, this is the only character that does not flee from Hoth in the Millennium Falcon.
Of course, because this character goes to Dagobah and gets all swampy and whatnot, which really is a testament to the craft of their technology there. Because, maybe some things break down from time to time, but I mean, he's just covered in mud and gunk. It's spitting it from his orifices, and it just keeps on kicking. Yeah, right. That's really, really impressive.
Templar says R2.
R2. And of course is the correct answer. R2-D2 goes with Luke to Dagobah. That's so yeah, he was not on the Millennium Falcon. That is the correct answer.
Jedi John with the full complete answer. Rey's adorable Chulea.
Chulea?
That's a nice name. I like that name, right? Chulea.
Yeah, I think if they had kids, right? Like maybe Leia did take Han up on that offer to kiss a Wookiee, and then maybe she decides, you know what, she kind of likes it. He's kind of like a burly guy, a lot of hair on his chest. Sure enough, one thing leads to another, a little off-screen romance. This is Star Wars. We're not going to show it, but maybe an off-screen romance, and then a little Chulea comes out.
Little Chulea comes out. Yeah. R2, Bobby, is an old man in droid years. And how many times does R2 save the day in Star Wars?
Oh, I mean, constantly.
Constantly. R2 is constantly saving them over and over and over. And he just gets looked over. I mean, he has his fans, but I'm saying he does not get the recognition that he deserves.
I think a lot of the fan base recognizes the competency of R2-D2. Just what a resourceful little dude he is. And yeah, really none of our characters would be where they are without that little guy. So yeah, a very impressive droid. And again, resilient to boot.
Very resilient.
Even going in the swamp, no big deal. It just keeps on cruising.
All right, so are you ready for question number 5, your final youngling level question?
Let's do it.
And this is going to be your first not inside the movie question. We talked about sprinkling these in here and there. So, all right, are you ready?
Okay, hopefully director or easy actor.
The smooth-talking Cloud City administrator Lando Calrissian was played by this actor, who reprised the iconic role in The Rise of Skywalker nearly 40 years later.
Of course, smooth-talking both as a character and in real life. What a lovable dude. So yeah, okay, of course, know this one. Yeah, this is definitely something we're branching out into. It is John Candy, and what a tremendous actor. What's your favorite John Candy role while we're talking about John Candy?
Oh my goodness, seriously? Because John Candy has so many good roles.
So many good roles, it's ridiculous.
Okay, so I mean, I love him in Spaceballs. I love him as Barf in Spaceballs, but I think my favorite John Candy movie might be Uncle Buck.
Can I guess? Oh, I was gonna say. I was gonna guess Uncle Buck because that's one of my favorite. He's just perfect.
He's so great in Uncle Buck. Hilarious.
Yeah, one of my favorite roles of his too. Yep. Okay.
Let us know in the chat what your favorite John Candy role is. Let us know.
There you go.
Ray will almost certainly pick a movie that John Candy is not in.
Maybe he'll fool us and actually do one that John Candy was actually in. We'll see. We'll see. And so, of course, the actor, the smooth-talking Cloud City administrator, Lando Calrissian, is played by Billy D. Williams, is the correct answer.
It's not J.J. Walker. Are you sure?
It is not J.J. Walker.
That's right. Way to avoid the psych out. It is Billy D. Williams. And
okay.
That's a perfect youngling level for you. 10 points.
All right.
And you're off to a great start.
Now we get into the tough stuff, though.
Now we're moving right along. So here we go. Now, before we move on to the Jedi, it's the Padawan level.
Padawan.
Just a reminder that we're on Patreon. That's right, we are on Patreon. 5 levels available. Where's our slide? There we go. Thank you to our patrons, all of our nerd level 1, 2, and 3, all of you that are here. And of course, our council member, Templar Pops. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much. If you are interested in supporting the channel, go down. There'll be a link in the description to our Patreon page. You get all kinds of benefits and perks. We do monthly contests and giveaways, and it's just a lot of super fun. And we're trying to add all kinds of new stuff on there all the time.
It is. Yep, Templar, we love you. We love all of our supporters. Thank you all so much. And, I would be remiss if I did not mention that one of our patrons, Pop Sith, who is actually not here. Normally, he's one of our guys who's here each week, but he's not here today. But we did see on his channel, he was sporting our new This Is Pod Racing t-shirts he was wearing on one of his new videos. And oh my God, just awesome. I love these shirts. These are great. So thank you, Pop Sith, for sporting that shirt. You earned it, buddy. And these are available up on the site, so you can go on where can they get to it from? Just I know like on Instagram they can follow the link tree. I'm assuming there's going to be a link in the description.
There should be a link in the description down for the to go to our Teespring store, where we have some regular logo gear, and then we're going to try to make some more fun T-shirts like this with Tyler's face from our This Is Pod Racing video.
Just great. Should we play the clip real quick to remind those at home?
Yes, let's play that. Let's play that clip real quick.
Okay, let's move the banner down. Let's and let's play the clip. Here,
just a refresher.
Just a little treat for all you.
20 awesome life hacks.
Put frozen grapes in wine to keep it cold.
Okay. Bloop, blop, blippity, bloppity, bloop, kaboo.
Now this is pod racing. Keep your hands clean by eating chips with chopsticks. Whoops. Now this is pod racing. Put your feet up higher for easier bowel movements.
Now this is pod racing.
And there you go. Go to our spring shop, and that shirt can be yours today.
That can be yours. So there it is. All right. So without further ado, Just, are we ready to move on to the next level?
Oh, yeah, I think so. All right, we're going to the Padawan level. We're increasing the difficulty for Tyler to see if we can trip him up so he doesn't get to choose some embarrassing thing for me to have to do. Tyler, are you ready?
Let's do this, man.
Question number 6. I have a bad feeling about this was said by this character while in the belly of the Exogorth.
Yeah, I'm not going to make a mistake here again after I tripped and fell on my face and bled out on a round a few weeks ago. So no, absolutely no, this one. Yeah, great scene too. You know, they fly into the asteroid, go in there, something's wrong, right? There's too much humidity, the ground feels squishy and all that. Although I've heard, God, what was it? There's those videos where it's like everything wrong with Empire Strikes Back, you know, everything wrong with The New Hope, and which are really funny. Yeah. But sometimes they mention things where I'm like, you know, that's so easily explained by some just mumbo jumbo you want to throw out there. But they're like, oh, how is this huge space creature surviving out there with nothing to eat? And it's like, I think I even read one time and like mentioned on stream, it's like, oh, it's supposed to be like the minerals and stuff from the asteroid. Like it's feeding on all kinds of stuff. And it's like, and that's all you have to do is like, just make up some mumbo jumbo on what it's living on. I don't really think that that's any kind of an error or like a problem with the movie at all. Some of the things they mentioned.
So big and it has so many stored fat cells that it actually, its planet exploded and it just is still alive because whatever. I don't know.
Right. It feeds off photons. It doesn't matter. You just got to say something. And
Templar Pop says the princess. Jedi John says Han.
Ooh.
Kyloot.
And Ray thinks he's on a different stream right now, and he's just saying random things.
Okay, well, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. And so Jedi John, I do not believe it is Han. I think Templar Pops has it with Princess Leia is the one who says, I have a bad feeling about this while they are in the Exogorth, the space slut.
Well, I have a good feeling about your answer because it's absolutely correct. It is, in fact, Princess Leia. I guess I couldn't get you on another. I have a bad feeling about this. One thing you'll learn about Tyler is fool him once. The next time around, he will have over-prepared to the nth degree, and that there's no way you'll fool him twice.
Right. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, strike 3. That's how the saying goes.
Strike 3. You can't fool me twice. All right, Tyler, well done. Moving right along. Question numero 7. What a shot! This gunner of wedges during the Hoth assault harpooned an Imperial walker, which led to its takedown.
Absolutely know this. Rogue leader, Luke Skywalker. Rogue 2, of course, Zev Seneska with his wingmate Kit Valenta. Then we have Rogue 3.
I'm just asking you about Wedge's gunner.
Wedge Antilles. And then, of course, his gunner, Who is this person? Absolutely know this. And this is one of my favorite things too. The opening of Empire with the AT-ATs in the distance, just lumbering, looming. Oh my God, it's just still one of my favorites. And one of the things too, where the stop motion and how they did it, I actually like that's one of the things they shouldn't fix and like make look smoother. Like there's something about kind of the way that they move too.
It looks mechanical and like a big clunky machine should move, kind of.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Like it works so perfectly. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yep, and I like how they have to take them down with the tow cables. Although I get a lot of people mention, why do these things have tow cables? Like what are they towing?
Well,
right?
Because
exactly. Because it's
my Ryan George.
To the plot. All right.
Fair
exactly.
Enough. Yeah.
We can't take these down with our weapons. Oh no! Like what are they going to do? Oh, it's going to be barely an inconvenience.
Tow cables.
Right. Super easy, barely an inconvenience. So they've got tow cables. No big deal.
All right, Tyler. What is the answer? Who is the gunner of wedges during the Hoth assault that harpooned an Imperial walker, leading to its takedown?
Good shot, Jansen.
It is Jansen. That is correct. Do you know Jansen's full name?
Yeah, it's Wedge Antilles and Wes Jansen.
It is Wes Jansen. Well done. Wes Jansen. Absolutely correct. There you go. Another 3 points for Tyler.
All right.
And moving right along to question number 8. Here we go. Who or what told R2 that the Millennium Falcon's hyperdrive had been deactivated? C-3PO isn't convinced and says R2 should know better than to trust strangers. Who or what told R2-D2 that the Millennium Falcon's hyperdrive had been deactivated?
Okay, took me a second. I was thinking CCCC, and now I've got what that is. I had to think about what the one word was. Blinked for a second, but I got her. Okay, yeah, he shouldn't go around just trusting these random computers. He really shouldn't.
Well, not according to C-3PO, he shouldn't. But.
No, that's exactly C-3PO. And look at Templar. Templar's coming to play today. I think he senses the absence of Pop Sith in here, and he's filling the void, man. He is absolutely making up for it because he's coming with some good. So I would say the one thing is I remembered CCCC, the Cloud City Central Computer, is what
That's
I would
correct.
say.
Templar was correct. He was missing Central. It is the Cloud City Central Computer is the one that told R2-D2 that the Millennium Falcon's hyperdrive had been deactivated by the Empire.
Yeah.
All right. Well
Templar.
done. Both of you, well done. I thought that was going to be a tricky one that could have snuck up and bit you there.
I'm feeling pretty good.
At
least in movie stuff. I mean, when we get to Jedi Knight, who knows? But because especially I found the visual dictionary, I don't know about you, much tougher to study from this time around.
The older ones are tougher. Yeah.
It's way tougher. And so I feel way more nervous about Jedi Knight. So this week I spent a lot more time in movie trying to make sure I could just hopefully get through the the Padawan level clean, and then we'll see how Jedi Knight goes.
Yeah.
Could be rough.
Still doing good. That was a tough one. Tough one. I wasn't sure if you'd get that one. Okay, here we go. Moving right along. We are into question number 9.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the number of people Darth Vader directly kills in the film. And why don't you tell me why he kills each person also?
Yeah, I've actually heard this as a trivia question before, I believe. I think I know it just right off the bat, because you'd think it's more. It felt more. And I remember that the person got it right, and this is the number of people I counted too, but you just feel like it's more for some reason. Yeah. But I'll tell you that we know he kills.
You're right. It's only 10. Is that your final answer? 10?
It's only 10 people, right? And you're like, wow, I would have thought. I mean, we saw what he did in the prequels. He's slaughtering dozens of kids, and you're telling me that when he's grown into his full evil self, he only kills this many people? That's kind of shocking. But I believe I know the answer. So he of course force chokes Admiral Ozzel because he comes out of hyperspace too close to the Hoth system, alerting the rebels to their presence. And then he, of course, force chokes Captain Nita because they lose the Millennium Falcon in the asteroid field. And so he force chokes him as well. And I think that's it. I think it's just those two. Hold on.
Are you sure?
Well, hold on. Templar says 3. Oh, but he says guess. Okay. I think I'm almost positive. Like I said, I think I've heard this question before. And I don't think there's a trick. I think he force chokes those two. Because then you think, what else does he do? You know, he in the saber duel with Luke, he only cuts off his hand. It's not like he kills him. Nothing else on Bespin. Everything on the ship, he just force chokes to kill. Yeah, I'm going to go with 2. I'm going to say 2 final answer.
2 is correct.
Yeah, okay.
And you gave the correct answer as to why he kills both people. He force chokes Admiral Ozzel and he force chokes Captain Nita. And that's it. Force chokes them both. Doesn't kill anyone else in the movie.
Yep. I'm going to say, I think maybe a Schmodown or something I had seen, maybe a Dragon Con. I had seen this question before.
I think I came across this one somewhere and I thought, yeah, that's an interesting one. I like that.
Yeah. And you're like, when you watch the movie, even though you only see him choke out Ozzel and Nita, it just kind of feels, it's paced so well that it kind of feels like he's just constantly choking out people, even though it's really just those two. It really does a good job of just giving you the feel that, anytime anyone messes with him or disappoints him in any way, he's just choking people, right?
Yeah.
It does a great job.
That's his deal.
Right. That's his bag. Yeah,
that's his bag. That's his bag, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is another 3 points for the Padawan level, Tyler. You are rolling right along. Rolling into our final Padawan question. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
Here we go. This Echo Station outpost, located outside Eco Base, spotted incoming Imperial walkers on the North Ridge during the ground assault on Hoth. You're smiling like you're almost so happy that you know this one. I can tell you that.
I am very happy. I do know this.
This one is insanely difficult, I think.
I wasn't sure if you'd go this deep because there are 2 stations that are mentioned. There's Echo Station 5-7, but then this is the station. So you're clearly watching it on captions now because this is the stuff I catch every time.
I definitely am.
Yep.
And I plucked this from watching on the caption because, again, it's said so fast, just in a fleeting moment where there's so much excitement going on, that it's almost like you don't even, when you're looking for it, you still don't even catch it. Then you're like, oh, wait, what did they say? Where were they?
Yep.
Like, that'd be a great trivia question. I've never heard this question asked before in any Schmodown. I've never seen it in a quiz, a test anywhere. I've never seen this question asked.
Nope. And there's a bunch of others that I wish I could talk to you about, but I have,
just for sake of don't get things
in case it would come up. But maybe after we could talk about it. But hold on. Let me not.
Well, look at that. Jedi John said station 5-7. He actually gave one of them.
That is one of the stations, but I do not believe that's the station that sees the walkers on the North Ridge. That was station. Hold on now. Don't make a mistake. Don't mess up the order either. No, I got it. Okay.
Don't blow it, Tyler.
Echoes. It's station 3T8.
I will ask you if that's your final answer.
Yeah, I'm going to say final answer.
That is correct. It is 3T8.
Yes. Okay.
Echo Station 3T8.
I feel very good about that one.
Wow, that was a good one.
Okay.
Whoa, that one I wasn't sure. Again, I know you watch these closely for the captions too before your rounds, but I still wasn't sure. That was a tough one. That's a great pull.
Yeah, that one feels good.
And you are perfect with the Padawan. You are rolling
baby.
right along. This could be our first perfect round tonight. And before we move on, just a reminder that there are affiliate links down in the description. Affiliate links, if you're not familiar, are a great way to support the channel at no additional cost to you. If you are a collector, like so many of us are, and I started as a big collector. That's why we started this channel initially. Yeah. Entertainment Earth, we have an affiliate link down there if you want Star Wars collectibles or really anything. Again, just a great way to support the channel, no additional cost. If you're a YouTube creator, we also have affiliate links down for everything that we use. So StreamYard, if you need overlays like we use in pictures, If you want to know how to make little intros, music, everything, there are links down there for all of the things that we use. We've used many different programs. These are the ones we like and the ones that we support and endorse. So if you're a creator, check those out as well. And with that being said, we're moving right along. Jedi Knight question. It's time to rank it up a notch. Am I right?
Getting some love in the chat. Thank you guys. I know if you could throw flowers right now, you would be. But we got a long way to go. Let's not count our chickens. We got a long way to go yet.
That 3T8 question could have been question 15. I mean, that was just an insanely difficult question. Again, I've never even heard it asked, so I don't know if anybody would ever get it. But crazy pull. I thought if I was going to get you in that round, it would be on that question.
And like I said, I wish we could talk about all of the other ones that are similar to that I'm prepared for in Hoth, but just be careful. But there's there's more stuff like that. Yeah. Right in the beginning of the movie, during the Hoth battle, places they mentioned, areas on Hoth, the stations, all the stuff. Tons of stuff that is so easy to miss. So I could barely contain my smile when that question came up. I
could tell I was reading. I looked up and you were smiling because you're just yes.
Got it, baby. Okay.
All right. Are you ready? Question number 11. Yep. Here we go. After Luke was rescued from Cloud City, the Millennium Falcon brought him to this EF-76 Nebulon B escort frigate, where he was given a Mechno arm to replace the one he lost to Vader. I feel like you're messing with me. Are you really not sure?
I'm really confused. I thought that was just that was what it was. I was prepared to tell you that was the EF-76 Nebulon B escort frigate. Do you just want the type of frigate it is?
No, I want its name. It's a ship that has a name.
I can't believe that. Why didn't that pull up for me? Why didn't I see that? Wow. And just like that, the party's over. So disappointing. My goodness.
We're going to get him in the Jedi Knight, the first question?
I am so bummed. I was ready for, I have this whole strategy for how I remembered the E-76.
I went the other way because I thought about giving you the name of the ship and asking you the model. But then you and I tend to bicker over how much info we need when we do the models in the classes.
Right.
So I thought I'll just go the other way. I'll give him the model and ask him for the name of the ship.
It's not the same one from The Last Jedi, is it? Okay, so you said it's not just the type. So this is a medical frigate. Gosh darn it. Sucks.
It's where they are at the end of the movie when they're looking at the spinning galaxy from the window. What's the name of the ship they're on?
Dang it. And what I prepped for was what you wrote on there. And for some reason, it didn't pop up the name, or I just missed it.
Right after you're getting all that praise, now Ray's booing you.
How quickly the tides turn.
How the turntables have turned.
Oh, gosh. That is such a bummer. And that I knew the model, and I don't know the name of it. I have a guess, but I think it's wrong because I'm thinking I know. Remember when I had all the ships and everything memorized for The Last Jedi, and so I knew all the ships from the Rebels. They have a medical frigate too that's very similar. It's a Nebulon, but I think it's a Nebulon C. But I mean, it's been a while since we did that one. Maybe I'm misremembering. And that was called the Anodyne. But that's about all I have.
So is that your final answer?
Yeah, because I don't see anyone. No one's given anything except just booing me.
Templar says he loves the word frigate.
It does. It rolls off the tongue. There is something about the word frigate that just feels frigate good. Wow, what a bummer. What a bummer. I was really feeling good. Yeah, I guess I'll just guess Anodyne.
Unfortunately, no, it is not the Anodyne. Jeez. The EF-76 Nebulon B escort frigate, where the final scene of the movie takes place. The ship is called the Redemption.
Gosh, how did I miss that?
The ship is called the Redemption, where Luke gets his Mechno arm, and we see the last scene. Tyler shows a chink in the armor, and we're going to have to wait at least. He's hanging himself on screen. Oh, no. I'm about to end the stream real quick.
Gosh, darn it.
He's handling himself well, though. He's handling himself well. All right.
Okay.
He breezed through the first 10. He got a couple of really tough ones in that round. He tripped here, which is only going to motivate him to work even harder 2 weeks from now when he is up for The Force Awakens, right? That's what you're going to be up for next.
Yeah, that's true.
You will have The Force Awakens.
That'll be a fun one. It's crazy to think that, we still haven't even gone through each movie yet,
Right.
Here
we go.
Man.
So that's it. Moving right along. Question number 12. Here we go. During the battle on Hoth, I hit heavy on this. General Veers requests the distance to the power generators from his Imperial Walker, to which he receives this numerical response.
I think we're back in my wheelhouse. I'm going to say this is 17.28.
That's true. Can you tell me how they read it to him?
17. I don't know if they say dot. 17.28.
He says 17.28.
Decimal 28. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, that is correct. See, whenever Tyler gets one wrong, like he does not like to linger. It's like when a guy misses a free throw,
right.
or like a quarterback overshoots something, or a baseball player strikes out. Sometimes that you sit him, but like a lot of managers like to just put him right back in there so they can forget about it. That's kind of like what Tyler does to himself. He doesn't like to sit back and think. He's like ready to answer the next question absolutely immediately before we move on again.
I just want to get that taste out of my mouth, man. It's like it's like eating something bad or sour. And you're like, oh God, I just need to get that taste out of my mouth. So let's move quickly to get past it. But like this is right back in the wheelhouse.
This is another insanely difficult question that I feel like if this is like asked on Schmoedowns, people are going to get this wrong.
Oh,
like
for
just
sure.
Constantly. Yeah.
Yep.
This is another insanely deep cut, super fast, just random number. Yes.
And like this is one where if we were talking about those numbers that I would have mentioned on Hoth, this is another like just number that pops up where it's like, oh man, that's so good. And because just like you did there, like there are some numbers when they crop up, it's not so easy to ask a question about. Yeah. Because you have to set it up in some way, but like this lends itself to that because like that, it's the distance to the power generators. So it's like I was totally prepared for that one because it's such an easy question to ask. Although it's said so quickly, you barely hear it, so easy to miss that like that's a tough question.
Yeah, and so I had to word it the way I did because they don't give a unit of measurement. So he doesn't say like 17.28 meters or kilometers or he doesn't say that. He just says 17.28. That's the number he gives Veers when Veers asks how far to the generators. So that's why I asked it the way that I did. He receives this numerical response.
Yeah. So. No, it's perfect.
All right, there you go. Well done.
Right.
That's a tough one that I guarantee you lots and lots of people would have missed very easily without a second thought.
Yeah, all right. We're back on the train. Okay.
Question number 13. While training on Dagobah, Luke asks Yoda how he will know that the good side of he will know the good side of the Force from the bad. Yoda responds that Luke will know when he is these 3 things. Now, knowing that you crush the deep cuts, I was curious if this would be the one that gets you. And had you got question 11, this is the one I would have hyped up more beforehand and said, I think this could be a tricky one.
I feel like one thing that's jumping out to me is passive.
Excuse me.
Because I thought I remembered that kind of being a weird... Like you wanted him to be passive when you're passive.
While training on Dagobah, Luke asks Yoda how he will know the good side of the Force from the bad. Yoda responds that Luke will know when he is these 3 things.
Right. It's like when he's calm, when he's passive, when he's what? Focus. So Bobby says focus, discipline, calm. I feel like calm might be one of them. I'm pretty sure passive is one. That's like jumping out at me. Okay, Templar thinks calm is one too. So I think I might have 2 out of the 3. You're calm.
Yeah. You said this one already. Bobby said focus, discipline, calm. Templar says calm is 1. I don't know if I should put Ray's answer on here. We're just going to do it anyways. When he reaches 7 feet tall, when he turns 45, and when he joins the town squad, whatever that means.
Yeah, it's true. That one of those might be right. Okay, so we got to weigh that as well.
Templar says still.
When you are still. I don't know, man. That's not jumping out at me. Calm, I think. Again, passive, I think. Do I get partial points?
Yes, I will say that each one is worth 2 points.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, again, just gonna say that knowing the way you know the deep cuts, this is one I thought could be troublesome.
Yeah, these are always the ones that get me. I spend so much time focused on like the numbers and stuff like that, catching all those little details as I go through that sometimes I'll screw up on these lines.
But that's why I try to give you a mixture of stuff, because otherwise I know, you'll just crush those.
And I've got to be tested on them. I've got to know these things too.
The Toon Squad. That makes more sense. Is that from Roger Rabbit? Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Is that what that is? The Toon Squad?
Is that what that was? Oh man, what a great movie that was. I loved Who Framed Roger Rabbit back in the day.
That was a pretty funny movie back then. Like they actually did a really good job with the live actors, the anime. I'm sure if I watched it nowadays, I'd be like, oh, that movie sucked. Kind of like,
oh no,
how like when you're young and like you like Street Fighter and you think that's a fun movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, and then you go back and watch it now and you're like, that's the worst movie ever made.
Yeah, right. But no, Who Framed Roger Rabbit was better. That holds up. Yeah. I mean, that you're talking the stuff they did, like the small details and how hard it is. Like when the lamp is moving and one of the scenes and it's swinging back and forth, and how Roger's shadow changes with the lamp, like everything, all the details they put in it. They had all kinds of practical effects too that help it. So like the stogie that the baby has is actually a practical effect, like on a robot arm, and like. They killed that movie. Just awesome.
Yeah, I did great. All right, Tyler. So here we go. One more time. While training on Dagobah, Luke asks Yoda how he will know the good side of the Force from the bad. Yoda responds that Luke will know when he is these 3 things.
So Jedi John says calm, focused, and gassy. Gosh, I just don't know. I'm gonna say calm is 1. I'm gonna say passive is 1. I'll say still as the 3rd.
Well, you got 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3, I assume.
Was it the 2 I thought?
Yeah, it is. It is not in the. So the order, he says he will know when he is calm, at peace.
At peace.
And passive.
Oh. See, I knew passive right away. Passive jumped out to me.
Passive was the last one. He says calm, at peace, passive.
At peace. Okay.
So you get 4 points out of that 6-point question. You got 2 out of 3. Okay. So what you got? What question was that? 13. Yep. Okay. So we have 2 more. Here's the penultimate Jedi Knight question. Question 14. Moving right along.
Yeah. So this one's written in pen.
Prior to evacuating the rebel base on Hoth, Leia commands that all troops in Sector 12 be sent here to protect the fighters.
Ooh, this is really tough. I remember
again.
This one.
I gave some serious deep cuts, man.
Just got to make sure I don't screw this one up, because the one where she's telling them where they meet, it's the north entrance, and then for the other one, when she's walking into that room, I picture her going down. It's south. She's slipping. It's the slope, right? Prior to evacuating, the Leia commands all troops in the sector. That's at the end when they're in that room, right? I think it's the south slope. This is a tough. I'm pretty sure.
This is an incredibly tough question. It really, really is. And she does order people to many different places at many times. But it is the south slope. That is absolutely correct.
Okay.
And the way you talk that through, and you're like giving away like some of like your memorization techniques. I talked to Tyler about this the other day. I said, we should do like a 99-cent ebook that's like 100 pages on like how we memorize and study for these things.
Right. Because like what the pictures are in our heads and stuff.
Yeah. How we picture things in our head and how we remember things. And because it's good stuff and it works, man. You hear him talking about Leia slipping down a slippery slope when she's giving that order, and it is the South Slope. That is absolutely correct.
Whew, that was
well
I
done.
remember missing that one the first time through, even though I got like all those other ones. I only caught that on the second watch through. But like, yeah, she mentions other directions. You know, I have one where I picture her with the soldiers. They're throwing her up in the air because it's the north entrance. She goes through an entrance up in the air. And that one was the South Slope. Okay. And now we just got to make it through one more. And then hopefully we can put a respectable round together here.
All right, so here we go.
Okay.
Last one. And I want a complete answer on this question. Okay. So the general gist is not going to be good enough. I want the full answer. Are you ready?
Okay.
Impeccable timing. During Han and Leia's little kissy kiss, C-3PO interrupts to let them know that he has accomplished this task. And he was very proud of himself for doing it.
Absolutely, he was. Okay, I was prepared for this because this is another one where it lends itself very easily to a question because it's interrupting the kiss. But you got to be careful because they talk about this particular thing in multiple different ways. So the first thing,
and I want to know what he says. What is he
okay?
Yep.
So let me try to walk through it here because I know this one. So hold on. The first thing is he says, what is it? It's the power coupling on the negative axis is polarized. And so then Han says we need to replace the negative power coupling. But then during the kiss, he says, I've isolated the negative power flux coupling. No. Hold on. I didn't say final answer.
I'm going to give you one more chance at that.
I didn't say final answer. I've isolated the reverse power flux coupling. Final answer.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Woo!
Yes.
Okay.
He isolated the reverse power flux coupling. Yes.
Okay.
At first, I was like, oh, God, he said negative. And I was like, I told him he has to give me the complete full answer. Because I didn't want you to say, like, he isolated the power coupling. It's like, no. Right. Yeah, he gives a specific line of things he said that he isolated the reverse power flux coupling.
Yep.
Yes.
I caught my own mistake, too. I caught my own mistake.
You did.
Yep.
So there you go. That's a great one. Another great one. 6 points there, too.
Okay. All right. So not too shabby, but let's see what the master level.
22 points in the Jedi Knight round there.
Okay.
And so the only thing left now is the final Jedi Master question. That means it's last call, Tyler.
All right, let me open one up.
I probably got about this much of my jalapeno blonde. I'm going to see if I can chug this whole thing and get into my last blueberry lemonade shandy here.
Okay, let me pour some beer here so I got a little bit of something to chug with you all. Hopefully you at home, got your beverage with you, whatever that may be.
Yes, beer, wine, your malt beverage, whatever. If you don't drink, that's fine. I get it.
Yeah, your blue spatchka, like I've got behind me. Oh,
he does have a bottle of spatchka. There it is. Yep.
Made with real krill, so you know it's good. All right, Just.
All right, well, Tyler, cheers to you. Well done. A good round so far. One question to go, and cheers to all of you out there. Cheers. Raise your glasses. Let's do a little chugging real quick before we let Tyler have it in the Jedi Master round. Oh, man. That's the first time I've tried to chug a jalapeno flavored beer. And
not recommended.
Oh, man.
All
okay.
Right.
Hold on. I want to get into the blueberry. I can do this.
You got this, buddy. Come on, man. Chug. He's got it. There you go. Well done, buddy. Well done.
Woo!
We did it. And and so confetti. Woo!
We did it.
Just.
We did it.
Good job.
Oof. All right.
Okay.
Andy, let me crack this thing now. Here we go.
Okay.
All right.
So now we're going into the Jedi Master. Let's see what you got in store for me, buddy.
Now, Tyler, you almost started to spoil the Jedi Master question earlier because sometimes you just can't shut your mouth when you get when you get rolling.
Okay.
But we're sticking with the Hoth theme. I hit this one hard. Here we go.
Okay.
Rogue Group. Name the pilots and gunners of Rogue Leader, Rogue 2, Rogue 3, and name at least 5 more pilots or gunners from Rogues 4 through 12 during the Hoth escape. 1 point for each correct answer. Obviously, if you have an incorrect answer, you will lose a point or the ability to get max points. I assume you're going to rattle the first 6 off immediately.
Yeah, so those, as I did earlier, my bad. I didn't even think about it. I've caught myself on a bunch of other ones.
And I also didn't want to totally shut you up so you knew it was coming and you had time to think about it. I tried to just steer you away.
Right. Okay. So, of course, Rogue Leader is Luke Skywalker. Dak Walter is his gunner. That's Rogue 2 is Zev Sineska, and his gunner is Kit Valenta. Yep. Rogue 3 is Wedge Antilles, and his gunner, as we mentioned, was Wes Jansen.
Correct.
Now, here's where it gets a little dicier. Rogue. Okay, so you wanted Rogues 1, 2,
4 through 12. There are 1, 2, and 3. You gave me all of them. I wanted everybody. Now I just want 5 more people. 5 more members of Rogue Group. They can be pilots. They can be gunners. There are Rogues 4 through 12. I want you to give me 5 people. And I can tell you from what I recall that at least 1 more are named in the movie. At least
so
one
Hobby.
More. Hobby. Yeah. Do you know Hobby's name? I'll give it to you with the nickname, but...
I think it's Derek Clevian.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So you are at 7 points already. You are already at 7 out of 11. And those, I believe, are all... Well, even... I don't know if Kit is actually named in the movie.
I don't think Kit is.
He is Zev Sineska's gunner.
Yep.
But you have given me every one from what I recall. Let me double check here. Is that one said? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think any of the other ones are said during the movie.
Yeah, this is tough. I know I looked at who Hobby's gunner is one time. Who was that? Oh, crap.
Yeah, Ray says this is totally easy. He knows it's just too much to type, so he's not going to do it. Totally getting there, Ray. Yeah, a lot of names, a lot of crazy made up names. So no big deal. No big deal.
Hold on, I'm trying to picture something in my head about Hobby's gunner. Who was with him? Man, I might cash out at these ones. I kind of just memorized the ones that were actually there. You know, that they were actually mentioned, rather, with the exception of Kit, who I don't think was. I didn't really go deeper. Crap.
Well, the same way you went so deep with the pod racer, which I thought was going to be a tough question that you just ran away with. I thought, knowing Tyler, he's going to study these ships, and then it's just like whether or not you went down the rabbit hole, to learn everybody. And that's why, that's why I didn't ask you for everyone, because I mean, now we're talking about 24 names. You know, I thought, hey, give me the 6 you'll probably know.
Yep.
And then there's one other named in the movie, and I thought, you know, give me 11, you know, so give me 5 more out of the other, whatever it is.
Right.
15 that are available.
So what's my point total at right now with what I have?
Let's see. You are missing 8 points total, plus you'd be missing 4 from this round, so 12. So you'd be at 54.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. So I'd still, even if I can't come up with anything, I've got a round in the 50s. Okay.
Yeah. And I was going to say, and I think I've had 52, 54. You've had like 52, 60 something. You had a really good 60 something, 60 or 62.
We should really track these better. We should go back and make sure.
Or something.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Pop Sith, where you been all day, buddy? We had a whole segment talking about your shirt. We played the video again. What's going on, my friend?
Here.
What's going on, dude?
Yeah, so Pop Sith, we definitely talked about your video.
Yeah,
and we put the shirt up there to show everybody that you actually wore that. Pop Sith has a Funko Pop unboxing channel. The Pop Sith. Go check him out. He actually wore Tyler's shirt during one of his last unboxing
Love
videos.
it, dude. Absolutely love it. And so, yeah, we played the video again for everybody. Shirts, of course, available in our merch section. Don't forget to check that out so you can get one too. My wife loves the shirts as well. She thinks it's like the greatest thing ever.
They're hilarious. By the way, Pop Sith's got some names for you. Pop Sith is rolling in late, throwing names out there.
And I'm absolutely going to follow him. I'm going to trust him here. So I'm going to go with, and you know what, Justin, these names are just popping in my head right now. I'm just thinking of them. Samick Bar, Vigret, Pomaner, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Steven McIntay, Barlin Hightower, and Dash Rendar are definitely ones that popped right in my head. That I just now I was thinking about. Are any of those?
Well, Tyler, well done. Your memory banks have served you well because Samick Bar and Vigret Pomaner are, of course, the duo in Rogue 6, which I know that you knew.
Of course.
And then Stevan McIntay and Barlin Hightower are, of course, Rogue 9, which again, I knew that you know. And then Dash Rendar is, of course, Rogue 12, and he did not have a gunner. And so that's enough to get you to the full 11 points on the bonus round.
All right, baby. Look at that. Oh man, good to see you. Oh, look who's here! Wide World of Gamers. What's going on, man?
Pop Sith, by the way, real quick, you son of a bitch, showing up late to save Tyler in that bonus question.
Hey,
well, okay. To refresh his memory, to refresh his recollection.
Thank you. And remember, Tyler had a very strong round going, and thank you, Pop Sith, for jogging my memory to get those additional points. Appreciate it,
Wide World of Gamers, man. What's going on? I haven't talked to you in a while. Hope everything is going well with you, buddy. And this is refreshing my recollection. That Wide World of Gamers and I, Mike from Wide World of Gamers, he also has a Funko Pop unboxing channel, as do many of the people on this chat right now. He lost a bet to me a while back, and I actually bought a very priceless gift for him, which I'm looking at right now, which is still sitting on the floor, and I just keep forgetting to ship it to you. Mike, that's going out this week to you, buddy.
There we go.
I want to see it in your bedroom. I want a picture of it in your bedroom. And then, of course, in the background of your upcoming videos the next time you make them. So be on the lookout for that. Unboxing treasures. What's going on? Everybody's rolling in late, man.
I know. Just as we're about to finish everything off here.
Unboxing Treasures also has a Funko Pop unboxing channel. Go check him out. If you watch Unboxing Treasures and you watch Wide World of Gamers and you follow Templar Pops on Instagram, they're all going to be talking about the same thing for a little while here, and I'll let you guys figure that all out. But Jedi John's absolutely right. Smash that like button. Go down, leave a comment,
baby.
Share this thing around. Help that YouTube algorithm know that we are not a couple of yahoos. Well, we probably are, but
we are.
Comparatively with all the other Star Wars lives, I have to think that we're above average. I don't think we're being too pretentious to say that we're above average for Star Wars live shows, am I?
I would say for Star Wars Lives on Tuesdays at 9 doing trivia, we've got to be in the top 20. I think
definitely the top 20. Fair enough. Fair enough. Again, I will put that out there, and someone would be like, who cares if you're in the top 20 of 9 p.m. Tuesday trivia? That's such a small niche. That's so stupid.
You're right.
God.
And you'd be like, oh, you're right. But we should think bigger. You just got to, you have to respond to these people with more sarcasm, Just. That's what you have to do.
What it is. I'm going to start responding to people with a lot more sarcasm because I try to just play it off like, it's a joke. Right. We know. Right. Ha, ha, ha. Like, I know that you got it, right? But no. I'm just going to start going at people. I'm going after them.
Just double down with the sarcasm. Oh, dude. Oh, you already knew that? You're so smart, man. You should check out our trivia channel. God.
You should be a guest on the trivia channel if you already knew that.
Right.
Great job.
You're going to kill it, man. All right.
Oh, look at Unboxing Treasure. Says we're the best Star Wars show he's ever watched. We're also probably the only one. That's like saying to your only child that they're your favorite child. But thank you, Unboxing Treasures. We
appreciate it, buddy. We still means something, even when you tell your kid that they're your favorite kid.
Easy top 20.
All right. See.
If you guys know, like, we are willing, we want to be a bigger part of the Star Wars community in general. If you know of good Star Wars YouTubers that you guys watch, let us know. Put it in the comments. Who should we be watching and following? We watch and follow a lot of the big channels. But to be honest, like I've tried to follow a lot of other Star Wars channels just, for my own entertainment. And there's not a lot of great channels out there. There really isn't. Like, I don't know if you found any good ones, but I mean, like,
right, especially for doing lives and stuff. Yeah, it's a bit hit or miss. But we've got some collaborations potentially in the works for down the road, which will be fun with some other Star Wars channels. So be on the lookout for that.
Maybe we hope, right? Well, maybe. We got some stuff in the works. Maybe. We'll see.
It could be
Jedi
good.
John says the best around. Thank you, Jedi John. Again, probably the only Star Wars channel that Jedi John watches too, probably. But
he's Jedi John, for goodness sake.
Yes, the Unboxing Treasure says don't let it distract from the fact that it's the only one he's ever watched. See, I was already out ahead of that. I was already out ahead of it. I knew it. Don't
watch anymore, so that way we're always number one in your heart, buddy.
Oh man. Pop Sith, you are forgiven this time.
Right. But if it happens again.
Only if it happens again, Pop Sith.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Look at Bobby says we're less informative.
Less informative.
We are.
What do you mean, dude? We have a 6-time national fact-checking champion who kicks off the stream, and you're talking about we're less informative? Well, I don't even know what that means.
Fact-checking everything we do, Bobby. Come on.
I don't know about all that.
Well, no, it's like Star Wars Explained. If you just want to know anything about Star Wars, Alex Damon and his wife Molly, over Star Wars Explained, they talk about everything Star Wars, every book, every comic, everything. They've got a video on everything you can possibly think of. So it's if you want to know something about Star Wars, go check out Alex Damon and Molly over at Star Wars Explained, because they probably have 5 videos on it. They've got tons of stuff. And, they do the Star Wars Schmoedowns. That's what we want to do. We want to try to get on the Schmoedown. And so, those are the people we aspire to beat in these competitions. That's what we're training for.
Well, exactly. You're watching us at the very beginning of our training to get there one day. Again, our hope was to maybe next year, to maybe start competing in some of these big competitions after about a year of training. That's kind of the goal.
So, Jedi John, I truly hope that you are joking. I really hope that this is a joke about Mike Zero.
Yeah, he's a
clickbait con artist. He
just kind of lies the whole time.
Yeah, that's it. He just makes things up. Mike Zero makes clickbait titles. You click on his title and you're like, what? And then you check out another video and there's no corroborating evidence for this. He's just a clickbait liar guy. Because I remember watching a few of his videos a while back, and then I was like, this guy's garbage. He's just lying about everything. And so I blocked the channel.
Yeah, because and it's like clickbait. Clickbait is almost not even the right word, because when I think of clickbait, I think of, they have some outlandish title, and you click it and it's like, it's not quite what they were saying. For him, it's like he has a title and that's what he talks about. It's not true. Right? He's just because then you go and you're like, you're like, that's true, and then you try to find it anywhere, and you're like, he just made that up. That's what the heck, man. Yeah. So
Unboxing Treasure says we need to go down to Orlando and do a Galaxy Edge. So
that would be so much fun.
Already been talking about that. Neither one of us have been down there. Nope. And right now, our Patreon, which we have started, which Unboxing Treasures, of course, you are a patron. We appreciate that. So is Jedi John and Templar and Pop Seth. Right now, that we are saving all of that to either help build a studio or literally to go do a trip to Galaxy's Edge and to film videos down there. However we end up doing it, that's what that is for. That money is going to go into the channel, either a trip for us down there. And if we do this, if we make it work,
it'll absolutely be announced to our patrons for sure.
Yes, absolutely. It will be announced. And if anyone else wants to meet us down there and have drinks and hang out and do the tour together and be in videos with us, we want to make that happen. So those are the types of things we want to do just in general on the channel, especially for our patrons. I think that'd be so much fun.
I mean, how much fun would that be? That would be incredible. That would be absolutely incredible. So
absolutely incredible.
Hopefully we can make it work.
Oh, man. Bobby, subs and followers? I don't know. Subs, I typically don't reveal subs on YouTube until there's a couple hundred, just because I think it's weird to have like 20 subs or 40 subs.
Yeah, we've only been rolling on this new channel for what, like 2 weeks? How long? Couple weeks now? 3 weeks?
Well, I think we have, this is our fifth trivia video. Right. So, and then we did one news video or two news videos. So we only have like 7 or 8 videos on this channel other than some shorts. So again, it just started. So I can't remember 50, 60, 70 subscribers. I don't know. But again, it's like we want to grow this organically. We tried to, use the Funko Pop channel the first time. But then, the Funko Pop people who love Star Wars are watching it, but not everybody else. So it's like, let's just start the Star Wars channel. So that's what we're doing. And like, we understand that it's going to be a slow roll. Like anything is. You can blow up overnight, but like with the types of videos we do, we're not doing like viral videos. Right. So like, we understand it's going to take months or potentially years to like get a good sized following. It's going to take time, which is why we're doing the news videos on Wednesday. Right. We're trying to put out more content to get ourselves out there, but we know it's going to take time.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, we're not trying to do like a viral video. I mean, eventually, hopefully, we can start. We have ideas for that type of stuff.
We love our little skit videos, but we usually just put them in the lives. Yeah,
exactly. And so, we might start rolling out more stuff like that. But yeah, for now, our goal is kind of slowly but surely build a following, add some more content live, do some different stuff down the road. Right now, the Tuesday nights, who knows what those might transform into for game nights. But right now, it's all kind of trivia preparation for us going into competitions. Then we have plans for obviously having content around us, getting ready for the competition just before, entering the competitions, how we did, all that kind of stuff. But I mean, right now we're trying to get in fighting shape. And, we're trying to get rid of those beer bellies. Yep. And get the 6-pack so we can go in there and start getting in the ring with these. Right. With these. Because we're both ripped in real life. So I'm talking about mental.
As far as you guys know.
Right. Yeah. And until you meet us down in Galaxy's Edge and that. You'll know for sure.
And you're like, those guys are way fatter than I thought. Yeah,
right. And
we hide it well. I hide it well. I just hunch over, and
For me, it's kind of just a constant suck it. You're just always, without even thinking about it, you're just kind of pulling it in.
I do it constantly. Like when I'm in public, I'm basically, and don't lie, any man, don't pretend like you, unless like you just like don't care and good for you, and you're just like I'm letting it rip, doesn't matter. Like I am basically walking around public, sucking in my gut almost at all.
Right. Like just like sweating, trying to suck in the gut the whole time. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's been commercials about that, right? There's like somebody someone in the elevator, and they walk out, and then all the guys just relax, all the beer bellies fall out.
I'm one of those.
We all know that game. Yep.
Yeah, so Popsis says the training that we've helped put him through has served him well. He has literally won his local Star Wars trivia championship in teams of 3. He was solo and he won.
Yep. That's amazing, dude. I mean, again,
he said he won, and he was like, because we're like, he wants to do well with the stream, so he's prepping like we prep for really, really difficult questions. And when you watch those movies over and over, and you pay attention to the deep cuts like we do, the stuff that they ask typically in those competitions are a piece of cake. They're not even challenging at all. They might ask one super tough question that everyone else thinks is hard, and you think is super easy.
Yep, and then you just got it loaded and ready. Yep,
exactly.
So yeah, man. Yeah, what's going to happen? We're going to start seeing Popsith at all these competitions. We're going to start entering, right?
I know. He's gonna be the one who beats us.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Oh man, and he says Popsith is going to be there in December.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was going to say I don't think we're going to be able to go that soon, but like we were thinking maybe next spring or fall. I don't know if we'd want to go like in the heat of the summer down to Florida, but like I want to go. I've watched like the videos on Disney Plus. Like, have you watched like the Galaxy's Edge tour videos that like they did with Neil Patrick Harris and stuff? Yeah, I'm like watching them in the lightsaber shop and the droid shop, and I'm like, oh my god! Like here, just like I'm throwing, people do this to on Instagram. Like in Pops that I've seen them do the GIF where they're throwing the money at people. I'm like, that's me. I'm just like throwing my wallet at these people. Like, let me build a lightsaber. Let me build a mini R2D2.
I'm going to say, you get to build a little mini droid and everything. Yeah, absolutely. Sign me up. Let's go do it. Drink some green milk. We've got to plan a date. We got to get one on the calendar for sure. Be it just an absolute blast.
All right, man. Well, I think it's time to wrap it up. And that puts us on to, of course, our final segment, as always, Tyler's signature sign off. People who don't even love Star Wars, people who don't even watch Star Wars, literally come to these streams and they hang out just to watch, just to see Tyler's signature sign off. Tyler, what do you have in store for us tonight? What do we got planned tonight?
Well, Justin, I mean, I think you know part of it because obviously for this week's sign off, I asked Justin to get a live Tauntaun, and Justin, I believe you have one in studio. If that's correct, you want to go ahead and show the people what you got?
So here's the thing. I had it in the backyard, and I mowed earlier, and I left the gate open, and it escaped.
Are you being serious right now?
Yes, I'm so sorry. He got away.
Oh my God, Justin. Oh my gosh. You are as clumsy as you are stupid. And you know what? You have failed me for the last time.
What? Tyler, I don't think it's that big of a deal. We've already done this bit.
Oh, it is. It is. Whew. Okay. But I can't just do these streams alone. You know what? Let's pull up. Let's get our Mustafar correspondent, Marthal. Where's Marthal? Let's get Marthal out here. Can we get? Marthal's got to be there, right? Marth, there you are, buddy.
Tyler,
what's going on, man? What's up,
Tyler,
buddy?
What's going on? Hey, I'm here down in the book bar. What's happening? What can I do for you, Tyler?
Oh, dude. Well, you know what? I choked out Book Bar Justin because he was just insufferable. So you know what?
I saw that.
You're Book Bar Justin now. You're going to be here every week with me, live Tuesday nights trivia. It's going to be you and I.
Tyler, that's so great. I'm so excited to hear that. Only thing is about that is I did join a Dedrick club, and so I do play Dedrick every other Tuesday. And by the way, nights aren't so good for me. I like to do a lot of drinking, and I hang out a lot on Tuesdays too. So I don't know if Tuesday nights I'll be but not me too. No.
God, what am I doing? No, I can't just. How are we supposed to have a functioning channel if I just force choke anyone who disappoints me even for a second? I mean, am I doing this because I think it's going to motivate people to work harder? Or is it because I'm in pain? Because I'm suffering and I need those around me to suffer too to get some sort of catharsis out of it? No, those guys just sucked. Yeah. Good night, everybody.